So in the past, WWE fans seem to have more complaints than they do compliments about the way that WWE does their booking, their storylines, etc. Now, I have to, for the majority of the time, agree with them. But here today, on NNSCRA Talks Wrestling, I'm going to show you the top 3 things that WWE has done correctly since Wrestlemania. So the first one kind of comes off a little bit of the WWE firings that have taken place during the past couple of weeks. And while there are a couple of exceptions, Alex Riley, Wade Barrett, Damian Sandow, that I don't agree with, there are a number of firings that did make sense. You had Cameron, you had El Torito, you had Hornswoggle, you had Zeb Coulter. A lot of the people that were fired I didn't know still were working for the company. And I think a big reason why a lot of this went on is there's a bit of a spring cleaning going on, and I think personally this is to set up for the brand split that I think is going to take place maybe later on this year, maybe somewhere around Survivor Series. Yes, I still think they're leading up to the brand split. Why are they not having the brand split yet? I think it's because they're waiting for a lot of big names like Randy Orton, John Cena, Seth Rollins to come back from injury. Then they'll be able to have faces of the company. There's also another reason why I don't think we've seen the brand split yet, but I'll get into that in some later episode. But a lot of these firings I think really were a big thing that had to happen, with the fact that most of these characters have had their runs with the company. There's really no way that more storylines can be put down for them, and with a lot of the NXTers coming up onto the main roster, that's really filling in a lot of the space where these people could have been, but now they would kind of be out of place if they were put back on the main roster, especially if we have this brand split coming up. At number 2, the change of the number 1 contender for Kalisto's US Championship, moving it from Ryback to Rusev. Now, not to say that Ryback isn't a talented wrestler, but he's basically a big guy. He is not exactly your athletic big guy. He's more of your power, rough and tough big guy. And of course, they want to play the David Goliath angle with the Lucha Libre underdog of Kalisto versus the big Goliath in Ryback. But if you throw Rusev, who's now the new number 1 contender, into the mix, you add an entire new recipe for a great wrestling match. Rusev is able to carry off a lot more flexibility than Ryback was able to, and he also has shown that he, with smaller competitors like Zack Ryder, we've seen him with Dolph Ziggler, we've seen him with a number of other competitors that are smaller than he is, be able to put on great matchups. The one thing that WWE's got to make sure they do at Extreme Rules, don't put it in the pre-show. Please don't put it in the pre-show. And finally, maybe one of the most creative writings I've seen WWE do in a long time is we do not know who is the face and who is the heel heading into this feud at Extreme Rules between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. Every time it seems like AJ Styles is going to turn heel, he seems to come out as a face. Every time we think Roman Reigns is turning heel, he comes out as a face. Now, if you throw into the mix the Carl Anderson, the Luke Gallows thing with the Bullet Club, obviously they're the heel group. The Usos seem to be the face group, but you don't really know where AJ and Roman Reigns stand. So we don't know what we've got set up for Extreme Rules. We don't know if we're going to have a face versus a face. We don't know if we're going to have a face versus a heel. We don't know if we're going to have a heel versus a heel. We don't know if we're going to have a heel turn face, a face turn heel. We don't know. They're keeping us guessing, and I'm hoping that they keep the carrot dangling in front of us until we get to the match at Extreme Rules. Then they can sell us what the end result's going to be, but please don't give it away, WWE, because right now you're doing a great job of us not knowing who is the face, who is the heel, whether we even have a heel, whether we even have a face. It's a great piece of writing. It's really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they are going to build this up into Extreme Rules, and maybe they won't even give us the clincher at Extreme Rules. Maybe they'll wait a couple of weeks to the next pay-per-view. It's going to be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to this. This is, to me, one of the best creative writing pieces they've done in a long, long time, not giving away who the face or the heel in this matchup is. That's why I'm really looking forward to this Extreme Rules match between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. So that is the 3 top things that WWE has done good so far since WrestleMania this year. There's a lot of stuff they still need to work on. There's a lot of storylines that still don't work out. And there's a lot of things that seem like they might be wrapping up at Extreme Rules for it maybe being some of these wrestlers' last match in the WWE. I don't know for certain. There's a lot of rumors swirling around. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.